Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. So today what we're taking a look at is some exciting changes for the actual channel. Over the past week I have actually been given access to enable memberships on the channel. So if you head over to my channel page, and you'll now see a join button. If you click on that join button, it will then give you your various options for actually becoming a channel member. So firstly, before we actually go into the various memberships themselves, the main reason I'm doing this is simply because of the amount of messages and comments that I'm actually getting left on the channel now. As you can see, obviously the subscriber numbers are growing, so thank you very much for everybody who's actually subscribed. For those of you who haven't already done so, please do hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell as well. But with that said, what I'm finding is that at the start, it was very easy to actually reply to every single comment that I was receiving. Lately, what I've been finding is, especially over the past few weekends, I've literally spent more hours on YouTube than I have actually in my normal job. And that's been the case for possibly the past month now. And in order to try and reply back to people, what I wanted to do was sort of set up a tier system. So the way it'll work is you have your various tiers of memberships that you can actually subscribe to. Obviously nobody's forced to do any of these, you don't have to, but it does come with some perks by doing so. So obviously the basic one is $1.99 per month, and it gives you your badges. Obviously the longer you stay a member, the more badges that you accrue. It'll give you some custom emojis. The more members I actually get, the more of these emojis that I can actually put out. And then obviously the more important stuff. So you're basically all members will be listed in every single video in the end credits, and also all of your questions will be replied to first. So essentially the way this works is I'm going to set it up so then any comments that come in, first tier of comments that will be replied to will be members. After that, it will be subscribers to the channel, and below that will be anybody that's not subscribed to the channel. Any trolls or any random comments or basically just spam, they'll simply just get ignored or blocked accordingly. So the basic level 1 is obviously you get any questions, any queries, anything like that, any support that you need for any of the videos on those particular topics. So don't come to me with technical support for something that I've never even heard of or never seen before, but anything mentioned on any of my videos, obviously I'll do my best to try and help you out. The next tier up is basically where we go a bit more in depth. So with this, you'll actually get everything that obviously is mentioned in level 1, but you'll also get behind the scenes videos. So this includes stuff that previously I've been maybe posting to Twitter or Instagram, but I've not actually put on YouTube. So some of those videos will actually be linked as well. What you'll also get is something that a lot of people have asked me for, but because of the way that you have to schedule videos on YouTube, you can't have more than one per day, otherwise they just get buried and nobody ever sees them. So because of that, obviously I have to schedule videos for basically one a day. And with this, what it'll enable me to do is still schedule my videos in that same way, but members will actually get access to them before everybody else. So they'll still only go live to the public whenever I had them scheduled for. But as soon as a video is live and processed, and that's the key thing, because YouTube does take roughly around a day to actually process the videos, because I upload all of mine for the most part in HDR. As soon as they're processed, and you will actually be able to benefit from 4K or at least a clear image and not seeing a 480p image, then I will actually be posting early links to the members only sections in the community tab. The next one up from that basically once again includes everything previously, and this will include member only videos for this particular tier. So this is reserved for those people that basically have a request for any of the products that I already own. So for example, they'll be able to request a video on, say for example, iPhone versus iPhone or MacBook versus PC, something like that. On any of the tech that I already have, they'll be able to request it. Obviously with the amount, it's going up quite a bit, but it's still not enough for me to just say, yeah, you can request a MacBook, M1 MacBook versus MacBook Pro or something like that. Obviously you're talking £5,000 computer there. So that's obviously not possible, not until these members grow massively. And then the super fans, I've put that in there. This will basically give you every benefit. So even though I've not listed them all, every benefit that you can have, as well as a few other hidden ones, such as for anybody who's interested in the online gaming side of things, I'll set something up for that as well. But basically the super fans will include everything. Level 3 is basically where you have a bit more say in terms of what type of content is produced going forward. And going back down one, level 2 is basically the early access as well as behind the scene videos, and level 1 is simply for those who want to help support the channel, possibly don't want to stretch as far as the level 2 straight away, but you will get all your questions answered and all your comments replied to. I usually try and get it done the same day, so generally I'll check YouTube a couple of times throughout the day and I'll try and get all the comments replied to. With this, obviously you take priority, so even on those days where I'm getting absolutely battered with comments, because I'll be able to filter out those who are members, I can reply back to you first. The one exception to all of this is there will be certain days, obviously religious festivals and just generally whenever Liverpool are playing, those few hours of the day, there won't be no activity on YouTube during those periods because they take priority. Other than that, basically this is something that I'm wanting to grow as much as possible. So obviously the more members I get, the more subscribers I get, the more I can actually introduce intermediate tiers essentially. So at the moment, obviously we have level 1, 2, 3, and then the super fans. The super fans won't change. I believe that has to stay as it is now. But what I can actually do is introduce levels in between these, maybe at a lower amount or possibly at just something in between, say level 1 and level 2. But at the moment, obviously these are the options that it had available for me, so this is what I'm presenting for you. For those of you who do obviously support the channel, there are other means as well, so just one-off Patreons as well as obviously social media as well. So any questions and things like that, you can always follow me on Twitter as well as Instagram. You can find those links just here as well. And other than that, yeah, I'm just happy with the way that the channel is growing so far. Recent views haven't been great, being completely honest, so a lot of the videos recently, I'm not sure whether it's just because of the algorithm or what, but they tend to get buried quite a lot. So that's been a little disappointing, but even with that, I've still had a lot of comments coming in. So yeah, there is that side to it as well. Now, over the next 2 weeks, I will be putting out a lot of videos that I've got ideas for that I just haven't had time to actually film yet. So there will be a lot of things coming. Some of it will be going back to the OLED video. Basically, this is possibly my most popular one at this time, obviously because of the next gen consoles coming out and people looking into OLED as possible solution for their gaming setup. So I will actually be doing a follow-up to this particular video because this is by far the video that gets the most comments daily, and usually most of those are exactly the same, something I've already answered, but people are just too lazy to read through the comments and find the answer for themselves. A lot of the times it's already answered in the video. Once again, that can get quite frustrating when you've already answered something, but because they don't want to watch the video, they just want to come on there, post a question, and then assume that you will answer it. So there will be follow-ups to a few of these videos, as well as some more Mac content. So for those of you who are probably a bit more aware, you've probably figured out that this whole video is being recorded on my M1 MacBook Pro. All of the internal mics are being used for the audio, so let me know how the audio actually sounds on this. I was gonna do the microphone setup, but then I thought this is a perfect test to actually see what the internal mics actually sound like. I also have some videos coming on the LG soundbar, as well as some Dolby Atmos content, hopefully, that I'll be able to put across to you guys with a bit more clarity in terms of the SN11RG soundbar. So all of that is still to come. Very excited for all of that. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Please help the channel out for those of you who are able to do it by joining and becoming a member. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.